YCS Lille and YCS Lima just concluded last week and started off this new year of competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Play very strong. In YCS Lille, we had Apophis Primite winning the whole event, which is insanely wild to think of. With a format with Yummy, Mitsurugi, and Dracotail, a deck like that definitely came out of the left field. And of course, in Peru, in Lima, Steven Trifonowski did it once again and won the whole event with a pile of Yummy, Nouvelle, Angry Burger stuff, which is also pretty wild. YCS Anaheim takes place tomorrow, and we're here to discuss which are the best decks for this event. Stick around. YCS Anaheim takes place tomorrow, and we're here to discuss the best decks for the event. We've had some incredible meta shifts during the last weekend, which was actually the first weekend of competitive play of the next year. And today we're going to talk about which decks are actually going to do it in Anaheim. I think there's a lot of things that could change, possibly, so stick around for that. I think we're going to start off with Mitsurugi. Mitsurugi is definitely YCS winner material. We've seen how strong this deck is. This deck also plays so many strong cards, but also it is relatively easy to counter. People have been starting to play Super Poly against this deck, summon Garura and whatnot. And also Dimensional Barrier. A lot of people are just like citing 3-dimensional barrier for going first, which is pretty good against Mitsurugi. I think still, in terms of power level, this deck is probably going to get hit on the next ban list with like Prayers to 1, most likely, or just banning Habakiri. I don't think that's going to happen. This is a YCS winner. Dryden came back, Barrage is at 3, and Zodiac are basically doing nothing. We have some other Ryziel builds that could be interesting, but I think this is not it. Definitely not it. Blue Eyes is interesting. We have seen a little bit of Blue Eyes with the Primate engine, which is really strong. I think this could possibly be a day 2 contender. I'm not really sure. I think that the deck has really fallen off just because of the fact that it just has very limited engine power. I think this could be like a chill day 2 deck, possibly. I think actually I'm going to take it down to Local Chronicles because it's rough, man. I think Gem Knight could be a day 2. This is, I think, similar to the Apophis deck. You need a good day with this deck. You need to win a lot of die rolls, let your opponent go first, or just actually rather lose a lot of die rolls. This deck is very limited in what it can do, but it has some really powerful cards. Hopefully in the future, maybe it could do something. Maybe. Honestly, I think Malice is like a 1, 2, or 3 in top 64. This deck plays a lot of really good non-engine, and its engine is still very explosive. Even without Splash, even with all the hits, even without Link Decoder, even with 1 Dormouse. If you've seen the last episode of Local Chronicles, you've seen what this deck can do, and it just plays so much non-engine. So I think I'm going to be careful in saying this could top 64. Yeah, Draco, True Draco, I don't think so. I think Mermail, we saw some people actually doing the run with it. I think this is a day 2 deck. This can still go first and do some shenanigans. I think I am a believer in this deck. I don't totally disregard it. It has lost a lot of its power with Toad, Bahamut, and it's just a little bit less. There's a little bit less incentive to play this deck, but still, it has the bones to actually do it. I've been starting to see a Rescue Ace Mitsurugi build. I think I don't know if it's cope or not. At the end of the day, like setting 4 cards is pretty crazy, but if you set 4, how do you set all the Mitsurugi stuff? But again, with a deck that doesn't lock you and another deck that doesn't lock you, it kind of makes sense. I think this could actually be maybe a sleeper pick for day 2. Let's get to the big one, the Angry Burger Triff list. I am going to put it at a YCS winner. However, this comes with a big asterisk, right? This is essentially a Yummy deck. Okay, this is a variant of Yummy. I think that deck was for that event. I don't think, and this is my prediction, Triff is not going to bring this deck to Anaheim. He wants the 3-peat. He's currently on a 2 back-to-back YCS wins. I don't think he's going to give it up to chance. I think Peru, I actually don't disregard the community at all. Like Triff said, you actually play more pros during that event than you do in like a 2,000, 2,500 people event. I think this was a one-time thing, just to flex, just to show some muscle, and he did for sure. But I think that like Yummy probably takes the spot as the best deck TM. Angry Burger is going to be a YCS winner because it just did. Crystron, I think Crystron is going to be like probably a top 8 deck or a top 64. I'm probably going to put it at top 64 at the moment, just because this deck does have still a lot of power. Like the K9 stuff is on. No, I'm going to put it at top 8, definitely. This is not a YCS winner for me just because of the fact that it kind of takes the stars aligning to make this deck work. This card just had Crystron inclusion limited, but it's fine. It's fine. It still has a lot of like K9 push. This deck is great. Draco Tail, as a Draco Tail player, I kind of wanted to put it as like top of top 8. I don't know if this deck can win a YCS. We'll see. I am a believer. I'm a Draco Tail main at this point. This is my deck. I invested in it. But just like these two with the Dominus cards, like there's so much like good non-engine that you can play. And maybe like Draco Tail's power was that like in a hand trap format, it's really good. But now it's kind of switched to like specifically just out the opposing deck, not really with hand traps. So yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. Orcust is, I think, probably bottom day 2. You can't play Orcust Mitsurugi anymore. I mean, you could, but you can't access King of the Feral Imps anymore. Archmage is going to be Local Chronicles for sure. For sure. We are going to take it to Local Chronicles tomorrow for a Genesis tournament, so stick around for that as well. The Man with the Mark. This is going to be... I don't want to put it in YCS winner. This deck was a good meta call. People are going to be maybe a little bit prepared for this. This came out of left field. I think this is a day 2 deck, in my opinion, even though it just won a YCS. I don't think it's like super cope to say that like there was one Apophis deck in top 64. Yes, we saw it throughout the event with like a few people, just one person was able to take it all the way to a win. It doesn't make it a YCS winning deck consistently, right? Because if now half of the room is Apophis Primite, like I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm going to put it at day 2 because I think the deck can naturally make day 2 really successfully. Lunalight, probably going to be like high top 8 for me. This deck plays good non-engine, good board breakers. It has the strongest win condition of all decks. You can't ignore that. People are going to have to be ready. Lucas Acro convinced me that Life Twins were going to make it. I think this is a Local Chronicles deck. Sorry, dude. Regenesis could be like bottom day 2, like somewhere maybe here. This deck has legs, got new support, pretty solid. Yeah, I suppose so. I think Branded is going to be... Okay, so this is interesting because I think that now people are playing Branded Draco Tail with a very small Branded engine. So I think that would be like a Draco Tail deck, and this is going to be like a pure Branded deck. I'm going to put it at the bottom of day 2, just because you do have the ability to play like a 60 card pile with Draco Tail incorporated into your bigger Branded engine. So this is not like a complete cope, right? This deck still has really good win conditions. I'm trying not to be like biased at all, but I think it is better than all of these decks for sure. Ryziel, yeah, I think this deck in all of its permutations can still make top 64. There's the pure Ryziel. We saw Ryziel Mitsurugi still playing. This deck has a variant of like the Gagaga Onomat cards. All of these, extremely viable, could make top 64 for sure. This deck is not dead, but it has been balanced really nicely, I think. X'd, I hate it. Striker, I think it's going to be a day 2 deck. Yeah, day 2 for sure. I am a Striker player. I do own the deck, and it was actually the second deck I ever played once Engage was unbanned. I think it's fine. But day 2 is a good, it's a good place to be. DDD, we've seen some of the games. This deck, if it goes first uninterrupted, is really good. Otherwise, I don't really believe it. Fire King Jirak is going to be, I think, bottom. I think this deck is a bit sus. Jinkabui is going to make every deck look great. Sometimes it's a good meta call. Sometimes, like in this event, it wasn't really a good meta call. It was impressive. This deck has legs, but it ended up not topping. So it is going to be day 2 because it did day 2. But I think bottom day 2, at least. White Forest. Yeah, I played against this recently. It was a bit scary, to be honest, but I was playing like a bad deck. I think this is a good Local Chronicles deck. So is Labyrinth here. Maybe Labyrinth is... No. Let's relax. Let's relax. It is still a good deck, but it has a lot of problems still. Fiendsmith variants. I don't know. I think Fiendsmith is kind of out of fashion, which is good, by the way. Like, Konami did it once again. Soulful Chord. I'm going to go on a hot take here and say that Soulful Chord might actually top 64 this event. I think a lot of players are looking at it. It has some really, really strong cards in the new support in Doom of Dimensions. Keep an eye out on that. This is going to be probably my hottest prediction here. Maybe even above Ryziel here. This deck, what it can do, it has some new cards that basically protect your cards from negation. It has access to a lot of different ranks. It's a pendulum deck, guys, and people don't know what it does. Memento, I guess it's like a day 2 pick. Nothing really happened. It's just like sometimes people pick up Memento and do something with it. So I'm not going to disregard it completely, but I think it is better than all of the decks below it. Snake Eyes is definitely like, yeah, I don't even know why it's here. And lastly, Vanquish Soul. I think Vanquish Soul is like, it's still a solid day 2 pick. This deck can still do stuff. Holly Sue is still at 3. K9 cards are still at 3. It has a lot of good win conditions. It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be cope not to put it in top 64 because there are gonna be K9 Vanquish Souls in top 64. I think this was a good speed run of YCS Anaheim. Thank you so much for watching. But now you have to let me know if you agree with me or not. That would be really appreciated down in the comments below. Like the video. We'll see you tomorrow with YCS Anaheim. And of course on Sunday, the recap for the full event. So stick around. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.